And today it's really massive. We are looking at Arsenal versus Leeds United, and that's tonight. And it's really massive. Today we are having something of a real test. Now, don't get me wrong. Welcome back. And right now, what we are going to be looking at is something not entirely what every Arsenal guy out there would want to be going through right now. But we're going to be having a prediction of what we think as Arsenal, how we're going to fare for the game tonight against the really super attacking Leeds United, and Biesla, as we know him and his football. What could be our potential lineup? Now, we have good news and we have bad news. And personally, I always say bad news travel fast. So let me start with the bad news. The bad news is, as Arsenal, we are actually going to go live without our key players. We are going to know we are going against a team that has Rafinha, who is super fast, and we do not have Kieran Tierney in the wing where Rafinha passes. So that is a very big blow for us as Arsenal. And for me, I really feel we are broken, man. We are broken when it comes to the feeling that we have something we can hit. We are totally broken. So if you ask me, I would definitely tell you, man, we are broken in that wing. So Rafinha is going to take us back and forth the way he wants, back and forth. Okay. And that's not good. That's not good given our history and yeah, what we were expecting to have and sort of approach. Now, don't fear about that though. Don't fear about that. One thing we have other than that as an advantage is I don't know if you guys are ready to hear this, but one thing we have as an advantage in that regard is our boy is starting. Who do I mean? Our boy Gabriel Martinelli is starting this game. So we have pace against pace. That is the advantage we are having. The other bad news we are having tonight and right now, and it's really hit me, is Thomas Partey is missing in this particular game. So these boys are going to be thrilling through the park. The middle of the park is going to be basically a sweep over for us, rather for them. And they're going to come at us every time they get the ball. They're going to come at us every time they're going to have an opportunity. They're just going to run at us. And boy, it's going to be a massacre in the middle. I don't see Mohamed El Neni stopping them. I see Shaka making so many errors in the middle of the park. And in particular, I'm also seeing if we start Aubameyang tonight and he does not come alive, we are heading for the den. And the other beauty that we could probably use to create the chances, because you realize we've had a very bad run, especially recently. We've had a poor run when it comes to the way we are playing as Arsenal. Number one, we are now hitting the slump. Before we've been relying on the kids and saying, okay, these kids have hit the form, and we're relying on Saka, we're relying on Emil Smith Rowe, we are relying on Gabriel Martinelli, but they've had a dip in form somehow. I don't know why, but it's something to do with these young kids. Every time they come into the first team, they break into the first team, they hit the ground running, and something goes off. I don't know. It happened with Nketiah, it happened with Willock, it happened with Maitland Niles, who is apparently unknown, same as Willock, but it also happened with most recently, Emil Smith Rowe. You can see he's not as terrific, as sharp, as agile as he was when he first broke into the team around 5 games ago. Right now, he's in a bit of a dip in form, and we are looking to Martin Ødegaard to give us that spark, because he's just breaking into the team now and he's having a full debut tonight. So we are really hoping he can give us something of a resurge in the attacking options. And if we are going to have a pacey Martin Gabriel, rather Gabriel Martinelli, we are looking at having also Pepe, given the spark that he's having lately. You're going to think, okay, what can we do different, and how can we go about creating the chances, but also taking these chances? Because think about it, as Arsenal, we are playing. Yeah, we are going at it. We make things happen. We what attack, possess, but give away silly balls, give away silly mistakes, and we pay for them. Ultimately, we are failing to find the net even when we have the possession. So for me, it's one you don't want to have, and it's one you're definitely going to get hurt for. And yeah, pretty much it. If you come to think about it, as us, where are we going to be now? Right now, I would want to think. I would really want to think. Matt Ryan can start for us. Bernard Leno is anything good on his day. We are not sure. He's having average performances or solid performances, as other people who think Arsenal are terribly doing bad. But then for me, Arteta should really field out Matt Ryan, because he has something to prove. This guy has something he feels he can. This guy has something he feels he can bring to the table, and you saw the way he commands his backline, the way he goes about commanding those of Rob Holding, the way he goes about telling these other young lads how to keep their numbers. You keep hearing players go like, my ball, Rob, do this, do that. He keeps calling on Tierney or this guy Suarez, do this. That is something we've not had as Arsenal in a long time. We've not had that in a keeper. Bernard Leno is this quiet dude. He's going to sit back and let you guys do your jobs, as he's keeping an eye on the ball so that it doesn't get in the net. But then we need a goalie that is going to command the wall going forward. Look out for that pass. We never see Bernard Leno pick out a pass. It's not one of his things. It's just certainly not one of his things. But then for me, I would want to have a guy who is ideally going to come in and say, guess, look here, Rob, that's my ball. Rob, cover the spaces. Rob, do this. Martinelli, do this. Alba, do this. Because he's covering his goal and he's trying his level best to command the wall. That is something we need, a leader in the back. Our captain is a slay guy, kind of guy, but he's not entirely a commander. He's not a John Terry for you. He's not a Steven Gerrard for you. Aubameyang is not that kind of a player. Now, what does that mean for you as Arsenal? It pretty much means you can't get anything out of the guy if you don't push or get a deputy that is really hard. We are looking at Tierney for the future. He's a captain in the making. If you look at the way the guy plays, I say he's everything I would want. Now, back to the point. Arsenal is playing Leeds, and it's tonight. We are facing Rafinha. Last time out, we had Ken Tierney, and he was on form. He was really running down the left all the way to the box, creating the chances. None of them were really taken by then poor strikers, which pretty much hasn't changed. If you ask me, our strikers are still the same guys. They are poor. They don't cut it for me. I feel something's lacking. Ideally, if you ask me, I say, our guys are the same. Our guys do the same things every day. They're not giving us really what we would want. So this time around, Ken Tierney is not in. He was the only spark of chances we had that other time, the first leg. So this time around, we don't have anybody that can surely come in there and do something for us. Now, I'm looking at the likes of Bellerin to step up their game if they're given an opportunity, because Callum Chambers is training really well and he's really getting there. And Rob Holding is a solid. If you look at the attacking option, Martin Ødegaard is going to be that sharp guy, because shortly I'll be giving you an update on how this guy is so good. If he's there, you will forget Ozil was ever at Arsenal, and he's young, he's fast. Look at him as a younger Mesut Ozil. He has that vision. He's going to pick out a pass where nobody's able to see it. He has that agility. He has that versatility where he will even drop a shoulder and the opponent will go. And he has that very, very, very one thing that I really love about this guy, and that's his sharp left foot. Oh boy, this guy is good with the left foot. If you can come up against him when he chooses, as you can remember in the last game out, he shot the ball so good we actually all got off our seat thinking it had gone in. That is just how good that guy is. Now, right here with me, I'm going to be taking us through what I personally think. This is me, what I think should be our lineup tonight. Ideally, how we are going to go about it. A breakdown basically on how we can have this going for us in any case. Now, the Leeds Arsenal attack or crash is a real one. It's a real one. And we, like I said, anybody Arteta is going to field out in that left number or number 3 is going to be really, really against a tough guy. And that is going to be Rafinha. He's this guy who doesn't give a shit. He's more serious. He's more alive, and he's been recently described by his boss as a complete player. So this is a guy who's going to give a pass. This is a guy who's going to run at you. This is a guy who's going to press when you don't have the ball. This is a guy who's going to score because he's so good in the final third of the field. So who are we as Arsenal? Are we solid enough? Should we start Pablo Mari or should we start David Luiz? Who is more error prone, and who can we rely on? Or Gabriel Magalhaes, who can we go for? Personally, I would say, since we are sticking with the averages and we want something out of this one thing, because we've lost 3 games in a row, we are going back bottom half of the table. For me, if you ask me, I would say go with Pablo Mari. I would say go, at least he's less error prone. Gabriel Magalhaes is his lack of leadership and experience is surely getting us to the fall. You can see he makes silly mistakes. He makes funny tackles. And yes, he has a speed, but that's, I think, not what we want. We want an organized defense. And I don't think Gabriel Magalhaes gives us that, to be sure. He does not give Arsenal that addition. Now, if I go to the breakdown, as for me, I want to look at it like Rafinha versus who? Versus Cedric Suarez? I don't think. I really, really don't think. Now, here's what I say. We are unbeaten in our last 8 games against Leeds, but that is so many years ago. So many years ago. We've won 6 games and we've lost 2 in this clash against Leeds. Now, let's forget the stats here. Let's look at the current form and the current managers. Arteta versus Bielsa. These are both Spanish, one Argentine and the other is Spanish, but they have both trained in the Spanish league as a player or as a coach. And for this case, Arteta as a player, and for Bielsa as a coach. And he's highly respected because of his high press kind of game. Now, as you can see, we are the only team in Marcelo Bielsa's entire managerial career that has faced more than once without seeing the side score. Okay, 1 draw, 1 loss. He's never won against us. That is an advantage. If you look at the way we are going to play as Arsenal as an advantage, yeah, that is only 1. But we've only faced this guy twice in the last for as long as it's been in the Premier League, only twice, and we've lost. They've lost to us once, and they've drawn. And the first one came as a draw. Second one, loss. We're not sure we can actually do a double on them in this particular season. Now, this will be, as you can see, Leeds' 4th visit to the Emirates Stadium within the last 3, and they're all coming from the defeat, the FA 2011. You can see this is way back. I don't want to use the stats of the decades before, because right now Arsenal was on the peak. Back then Arsenal was competing for Champions League. Arsenal was having a tremendous squad. You look at it right now, Arsenal by then, in 2011, 2012, Arsenal was using Fabregas in the attacking midfielder option. You can see the pass would pick out, the crosses, the assists. Right now, you don't have that kind of a guy in Arsenal, and clearly Leeds are really up there, and they have that with them. All right. Now, one thing, Bukayo Saka has created more chances, 26, and this is more than by far, by the way, any other player in Arsenal in the Premier League this season. But now he's also been a deep in form. He has he's been a bit consistent in the last couple of games here and there. He's been really giving us the quality you'd expect of a young player, but we are putting so much on him. We are commanding. For me, Arteta is really asking so much of this young guy. He's supposed to be having around 20 games a season, and apparently this guy is having what? I don't know how many games. So far, he's had to play almost all the games in the Premier League this season because he's been the only spotlight. He's only been seated out if he's not been fit or he's been injured. That is the only reason. Other than that, if he's fit, he is going to give you 100%, and that's Bukayo Saka for you. Now, as a person, I prefer this guy on the right because he sparks off from the right, and I would prefer to have Pepe on the left because recently he's showing you that. Now, I surely don't doubt the talent. I don't doubt the work rate of Lacazette, but for me, he's given it all. He's always going to give you 100%, but he's not that David Silva kind of guy. He's not a Lewandowski kind of striker. He's never going to be a Benzema for you. He's given his all, and I don't think he can give us much more than he can offer. And for this work rate we get from him, I believe when it doesn't need power and force and that kind of approach, when we need tactical, because we can rely on a guy who can really score, and that would be Aubameyang, given his issues he's had lately. I personally want to think, this guy has also... He's also been totally unfair when it comes to us. He's not been the best we would wish him to be, but hey, who are we to judge? Here we are, we have him. And for me, Bukayo Saka would be a starter today. And as I already said, the stats are showing you every time he's been fit, he's always gone on to play in the game. Always, he's been a starter. So nobody doubts his potential. Ideally, no one will doubt if this guy is going to start. Now, having left on that particular note, I want to say something, and this is very, very important, and it's key for all Arsenal guys watching out there. Now, I want to say that if you're an Arsenal fan, if you're surely an Arsenal fan, you would know that right now we made a mistake not to send out Nketiah back on loan. We have 3 strikers, all in the deepest of their form. And Nketiah has been warming our bench, and he's still here. Meanwhile, in the back room, we are having Balogun not breaking into the first team. Arteta is not giving him this opportunity, and I have a problem with that particular issue. And why would we not consider a boy this fantastic? Why would we not consider a boy this good to kick off the game? Why would we not? Because think about it. This boy is probably what would need for a game or two just to create a spark of resurgency in this Arsenal team. And it's totally lacking if you look at it properly. Now, my boy, I always say, Pepe, my boy, has been the spark. Nobody thought he would come this good so little, so fast, because he's been here 2 summers and nothing has happened. The guy is always trying, shows glimpses of himself, what he used to do in Lille, and we are yet to see. But now we are starting to see this in the last 3 games, playing off the left flank. This guy has been, even including this solo goal he just scored just recently, you'd notice that this guy is actually putting on his boots now consistently every single game. Arteta is thinking, okay, I need to feel this guy more often, I need to give him. And this is down to the fact that he had to lose his his place to a younger boy, Bukayo Saka. And right now, it's Aubameyang that is actually losing his position to him. Who would have thought Aubameyang would lose his position, his starting position, to Pepe when we were starting the season? I don't think anybody, if it's an Arsenal fan, I don't think anyone would have come in and say, okay, start Pepe, put Aubameyang out. Everybody was like, sign the thing, sign the thing, sign the thing. And I personally was like, that African nigga will come. Because check, we're in the African Ghana. I kept saying that African nigga will come alive. And here we are. The guy is coming alive. The guy is pushed everybody to the limit. The guy is showcasing what nobody thought he would actually do. And as for one, I really, really think fantastic. This guy is up there with the best right now. If you look at the wing, who plays better from the left wing? Even the Crystal Palace number 11, I won't say his name. He wanted to come to Arsenal. He's also not playing that good. Injured or not, we don't have a player in the left wing right now who is playing as equal as this guy. So that is how good Pepe is coming to life. And we are unbeaten in our 7 home Premier League games against promoted sides. Unbeaten. So nobody comes into the Premier League and beats us because they have just been promoted. We still have that pride with us as Arsenal. And for me, that is key. That's why Arsenal has to win this game tonight. We need to win that game. And whether tell me what, we don't lose to promoted teams. No, that doesn't happen. Okay. So we last lost to a promoted side, West Bromwich, in 2010. That's over a decade ago. So we don't expect anything of that sort to happen again. Not now, or not saying that maybe history is going to have to repeat itself. Not for me. I don't agree to that. All right. Now, our stats as Arsenal are quite alarming. Think about it like this: head to head. All right. We've played 121 games against Leeds United. We've won 47. Okay. We've lost 41 and we've drawn 33 times, but that's in the past. I want to remind you, Leeds United has ever won the Premier League title. They've ever won the Champions League. So let's be real here. This is in the past. This is history. Right now, Stuart Atwell is going to be our fourth official for this particular game, and it's going to be massive for us as Arsenal. And we are going to be wearing these kits. Matt Ryan, or my boy, though I don't want him to start, by the way, Bernard Leno would be wearing the green, light green, orange or chan, whatever you want to call it. And we are playing home, so we have to win, man. We are home, and I don't expect anything less. We need to beat these guys because we have had that form. At least Arteta has brought back to Arsenal that factor of the home ground, the home pitch, the home crowds are missing, but at least everybody knows we are home, so we stand a chance. With or without the crowds, without the fans, at least we are getting there. Now, if you look at this particular post right now, what I just posted, the danger man, right there, Patrick Bamford, that guy, as you can see, he's the greatest throwing threat right now. Even when you're not on target, he's been impressive. Even when they've lost, he's been impressive. This guy is actually up there with the Vardys. He's that good. He's the only guy behind Vardy right now in the Premier League in the 2021 season. So if you look at this guy's scoring rate, he does not need a chance. He will come at you. He will score a long range. He'll score tap-ins. He'll score dribbles. Now, if you have such a guy in your side and you have David Luiz in the defense, I only want to imagine what could happen of our boys. David Luiz in the defense. Gabriel Magalhaes in the defense. Would you want this guy to set an opportunity and face this guy? Who would want that? Not me. And that's why I choose Pablo Mari, because he's more calm, he's more steady, and he's more decisive. I don't want guys who are running and And right now we have this guy back, so he's already served his ban. He's going to be back here to disturb us, if I may. So he's been impressive in terms of all-round game, bringing others into the camp play. He's crucial part of this game because he leads tremendous numbers of forwards into attack. He gets the ball, holds on to that ball, and moves. And all this is courtesy of Michael Cox. Areas to target. In goal, Messilia is very typical Marcelo Bielsa. He's young, he's developing, he's comfortable sweeping and using his 2 feet. But time he has struggled. This thing of play from the back really disturbs him. He's young. Think about him as a keeper, as Barakwet, whatever that name is. I don't even like the guy. He's that guy. He will make prone errors when he doesn't need to. He will be forced into errors when he's really not into it, when he doesn't have to make the silly mistakes he's been making all season. Yet, if he's having a good day, getting a ball past this guy is going to be really hard because you'll make saves over and over and over again. So for me, it's really going to be a tough one, if I may. It's going to be really, really tough. And yeah, he's very poor when it comes to the corners. He's very poor when it comes to the free kicks. So in maybe that, and even set pieces like penalties, he's never gotten any penalty. Now look at our would-be guys. Martinelli, Nketiah, look at Aubameyang, look at Lacazette. I look at all these guys and I'm thinking we need a better squad. I really think we need a better squad. Now, injury has totally shown us we can't do this every time in and out. We cannot. Now, you look at Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey has been this good for how long? How long? I don't know. Thomas Partey has been good like forever since he came to Arsenal. He's only had a chance, has actually not had an opportunity to play 3 games in a row without having an injury. Every time you see, it's like coming to become a norm for him. He starts a game and then before you know it, the guy is coming out. He starts a game again, before you know it, the guy is coming out. And for us as Arsenal, you really feel, your guy is lacking something. Something is off with your guy. And Partey, Thomas Partey, hamstring now. And we're not sure when he'll be back. We're facing Benfica on the 18th, which is like what? Next weekend? Or Thursday? Yeah, Europa. It's Thursday, obviously. We are facing your Benfica, and he's going to be absent. And the same is going to be for Ken Tierney. He's also going to be absent. So for me, I kind of think we need to have deputies that actually work. We need to stop suffering because a certain player is missing. Same way you see Tottenham struggling if Harry Kane is off form or injured. They never get to do anything. They never get to create anything if Harry Kane is off. Son is the shadow of himself, and their rivals, I shouldn't really be talking about them. But you notice if Partey is not there, we are struggling to break up attacks and create. The transition is really lacking something. And the same is going to happen today. I'm not going to be surprised if those guys get to earn a goal against us. Now, on their side, of course, they're going to miss the main man, Rodrigo, with a groin injury. Llorente is having a muscle pull. Hernandez, muscle doubt, but most likely in the lineup. Baradi, and he's having a long-term spell. For sure, same story on a groin. Phillips cuffed out, and coach is also on a long-term sideline because he's been having this knee problem for quite some time. And the main man, Mikel, is here to tell us what we all know, that we are winning the game, and he's done his best as a guy who is broken into the theater of dreams and come out with the points. He's really made it. 4 points out of 6 against Manchester United. Yeah, he's really showing because those are our fiercest rivals in the Premier League, and every time wherever we stop, when we stop, where at least we have damaged them, that is something that really counts. And that's for me something I can thank Ateta for this time around, beating our fiercest rivals even when we are struggling. Okay. And Ateta says they are brave, dynamic, and attacking side. A great coach, great coaching staff who are all involved, and a bunch of players who believe 100% in a way that they do and just go in every game with the same energy, same enthusiasm to get the point. And that's Ateta's comment on Bielsa and his squad. He's definitely one guy that respects big time. He respects um these guys. Now, as us, UK time is at 4. For us, it will be at 7:30. You just remember we have 3 hours ahead of these guys, and we are going to be doing a watch along during this time, and just make sure we have this running. And before I go, I want to say this because now I, I, I feel there should be an opportunity for a predicted lineup of sorts. And when you look at it, guys, I want to think we are going to make something out of nothing. Create chances and scoring opportunities. Attacking options should really be improved, and it's not happening. It's not happening. If I go and um, move in the direction I would want to move in, it's not happening. It's not happening, and that is, it hurts. It really, really hurts for me as a player, rather as a fan. I really want to see my team win every game. I need to see my team winning every time they go out into any game. We come back with the results, but it's not happening. And I can't say much. I can't say I'm happy. I can't say I like the approach, but I guess I have no option. I just have to settle for that. Now, when I come to the predicted lineup, what I would want personally is something simple. We are known for playing a standard 4-2-3-1 as Arsenal. And in the goal, I would say we are going to have maybe my predicted lineup. I would say Bernard Leno is a common guy. Is known for all uh, to start, but uh, I don't know. I wouldn't want to have him. I would say maybe you can have him since he's more stable. He's had more experience, and right back. Definitely. Bellerin is one guy you're going to have in that position. If you go to center back, we have one guy who is at least proven to be solid all the way, all campaign. He's actually been solid, and nobody doubts Rob Holding. Rob has been the guy. He's been wow. Nobody disputes. He's the only consistent guy in the back. If you come to think of it, he's the only guy. Then in the center back role, partnering with Rob Holding, I say personally, I would go with my man. I would go with Pablo. I would surely go with Pablo Murray, and because I have trust in the guy. All right. I have trust in the guy. I don't like Luis as most guys do. Um, I personally don't like Luis because of the mistakes he makes and the way he plays. If you look at the way this guy plays, uh, I surely don't fancy uh Luis. So I would go with Pablo Mari. For me, I would start with Pablo Mari, and for reasons I've told you, I prefer him to David Luiz or David Magales. I totally prefer him. Now, the fact that we don't have our boy Kien Tierney, Suarez has been bogus. He's been so bogus. The performance is so awful. For me, this guy is a poor performer. He can't keep the ball. He makes prone errors. He keeps going left, right, and center. He he lacks it, man. He's an average player. For me, I just feel he doesn't deserve to be an Arsenal starter right now. And because we don't have options, I would actually do what Arteta did. I would go for Saka and say, Saka, look here, chip in, because Martin and Niles is not here, and he was the O'Shea of Arsenal. He would play right about any number. I would say, you know what? Mm-mm. Saka, just come back to the back, attack with Pepe, and then let's have Aubameyang up. Yeah, I would actually do this and say, no, 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 Saka, you're very good going forward, but you're also good backtracking. So I would say, Saka, come in and cover. Okay. And he can do that pretty well. He's been fantastic. Actually, this is a number he was playing when he broke into the first squad of Arsenal. So me, I would say, yeah, I would go with that. And when it comes to the partnership, of course, this guy has sealed his position. Shaka, Granit Shaka has totally sealed his position in the Arsenal midfield. At least they keep changing. Today it's um Party. Tomorrow it's El Neni. The other day another guy when we are playing in Europa. But at least for the first time ever, this guy has sort of just come out and created an opportunity of him playing along. He's not been hit with injuries, so you think he can give, and he's been polished. Really, he's been polished. If you think about the way he plays lately, he has this agile pass. He has this backtracking. He can play central defender if you need him, like the times when you have discipline issues. He's that guy. You need him. I think everybody needs him. And alongside him tonight, we are actually bringing El Neni. And that is expected because, I mean, we don't have anybody in the number right now. Now, the surprising bit comes here when we first thought everybody's thinking, okay, when Arsenal is going to play the attacking midfielder, who are they going to be playing? Definitely, they'll be playing Emmy Smith Rowe, who is off form right now. The guy is off form. The guy is just playing 90 minutes throughout. He has the energy, yeah. He has the spark of attack, yeah, but he's off form. So you ask me what my predicted lineup would be. I would say, look, man, me, I would go with Martin Ødegaard. Okay, I would say with Martin Ødegaard, personally. I say, no problem. Martin Ødegaard, come in. Because I need wingers, wide players that are going to attack the ball. Who do I count on? I count on a guy who has the pass, who has the speed, who has the eye, and can score too. I would go to Martin Ødegaard right now. He's adjusting to the league. Of course, it's not the Spanish league, but then he has the quality, he has the talent to create something out of nothing. And that's a guy I would want to have. In the right wing, I would say for the first time, I'd say, since you're not getting there yet, Alba, go up there. Go up there. Try your luck. Okay? I would say go up there because personally, right now, in the left wing, the boy Pepe is really doing his thing. He's really getting up there. Everybody knows this guy is getting fantastic. And in my prediction lineup, he's doing a good job. He's making the crosses. He scored that solo goal in the last game out where he had to turn off the Wolves guys and get in and score the goal. And everybody was like, okay, this guy is coming to life. That is how you go about it. All right. And he's been putting in man of the match performances every single game. It's been actually very hard for Arteta to even sub him lately. He just goes for all these guys, left back, midfielder, but he never gets his guy out. Apparently, he's having all the minutes he can get under his belt. And for me, that's the real deal. That's where I want my guy to be. Now, in the central striker role, ideally, we don't have anybody. No, not anybody. We only have one guy, Laka. Only guy, because of his work rate, not because of his strike partnership or what, work rate. And for you, that is what I think Arsenal lineup would be. Bingo. That is how I would want it to be. And I would think we would do better if these were the guys starting our game tonight. And I don't know what our boy thinks. Of course, I don't know what he really thinks, but personally, I would say go with this guy. That's how you're going to win the game. That's how we will win the game. If you go with this midfield, we go with this central attacking midfielder and the strike partnership between Pepe, because they can keep alternating the wings when we have a chance. I don't want to see anything like Willian near the squad. I don't want to see anything like that guy around our first lineup, starter 11, nothing like that. I don't want to think he can even think of fielding him other than putting Aubameyang or Lacazette or Pepe in the front three. I don't want to think Willian can even start as a substitute because it does not give us anything except from the last glimpse of what he showed he could do back in the last game out, where we still lost, and only one attempt to try and create something, and after that he was gone back to the normal we know. I don't want this guy into our squad. Now you can tell us what you think your predicted lineup. Maybe some person have not mentioned here right now. You can say maybe we can start this. I don't like to see the Nketiah. I don't like to see Nketiah anywhere. I don't like to see Willian anywhere. That's just for me personally. I don't think they give us what we need to win the games. They're not playing for us, they're playing for them. And like Benzema said once of Vinicius Jr. when he came out and said that guy is playing against us. It's like they have a mask underneath, and we know what happens with Chelsea players whenever they come to Arsenal in decisive games. They do that one thing that will kill the mood. Remember what happened to us last time out? We got 2 red cards. 2 red cards because of ex-players of certain clubs. Now, for me, that's not something I would want to repeat. You can leave in the comment section. Tell me what you think ahead of the watch along, because we're going to be doing a watch along against Leeds, and the clash is real. It's super fast football, and it's tonight. Bielsa is going to be really, really, really pushing us to the limit. And what else can you expect less than that? Tell us what you think in the comment section, and please, what would be your lineup? What do you think your lineup would be? Who do I have to put in or include in this team? Or should I have dropped them? Tell me what you think, and probably I could come up with another lineup. And give me a reason, by the way, why you think I should be using that guy other than the guys I've included on my list and not them. All right? Yeah, cool. So catch you up later in the watch along. And again, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like, share, and comment. Let all the Ghanaians know this is the African Ghana channel. That African Ghana channel. All right. See you later.